What up, guys? Okay, so welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and I am a personal trainer, and I am also a nutrition student, and I'm studying to be a registered dietitian as well. So I do a lot of work to help women live their best life and to find their self in a good place with their health and their fitness. And I just want to make this YouTube video and my other YouTube videos to kind of give out some tips and tricks to get to your goals. So I am also, if I didn't mention, I am also vegan. So if anybody out there is vegan and you need help, come to me, I'll help you out. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get right into this. So today I'm going to talk to you about prepping your meals and planning your meals throughout the day, or meal planning for an entire week, and the strategy that I use in order to hit my macro targets. So if you are following macros, this is going to be super helpful for you. Okay, so no more fluffy details and all that, but before we jump right in, I'm just going to say, if you guys want to go ahead and hit subscribe because you feel like you and I will vibe together, or I could benefit you in some manner, please go ahead and do that, and hit the bell for notifications of new videos as well. And then after that, if you want to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, I am on Instagram, it's Jenn Fitness, and also Twitter, and also Facebook. I do have a Facebook page as well, but I promise to be providing content that will be helpful to you. So yeah, that's what I do. Okay, anyway, so when you're going throughout the day, and if you're not meal planning for an entire week, then when you go throughout the day, if your meals change daily, this is going to be helpful for you to kind of hit your targets by the end of the day. Or if you're meal planning for an entire week just because you don't want to put thought into it every day, this strategy still very much works. So it can work for 7 days, it can work for 1 day, and it can work for like 3 to 4 days. But okay, so if you're using macros, I don't know what your macros are, but me as a vegan, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you like how I do it, my take of it, and then how I train a lot of vegan girls as well, and so I'll give you theirs, and like vegetarian girls, and then also I train people who are omnivores who eat everything, and this works for them as well. But if you're new to the fitness world, we're gonna start off with the hardest part. So most people, like when they're not working out, they tend to think that their protein targets are the hardest targets to meet because they are just not used to having to eat that much protein throughout the day. So especially if you're a newbie in the gym, or if you are just a person in the gym in general, you still want to prioritize your protein. So there are 5 different steps to this, and the first step is to go ahead and figure out your protein targets. So obviously you have your own nutrition goals, and we're just going to whatever you're at, whether it's 50, 25, 25 for carbs, protein, fat, or 40, 30, 30, whatever it is, this is the process that I use. So first I want you to think about what protein sources you are willing to eat. So if you are an omnivore, you're probably going to eat a lot of chicken and turkey and eggs and things like that. If you do incorporate any red meat, you want to think about that. If you're a vegan, you're going to use seitan, tempeh, tofu, edamame, beans, and probably a protein shake. Even omnivores use protein shakes, so it's totally fine to do all that. But I just want you to think about what are your protein sources, like the foods that have a lot of protein in them. Okay, so after that, so you're just going to list out like maybe 3 or 4 sources that you eat typically throughout the day that you wouldn't mind eating more of, things like that. And then you're going to go ahead and divide them up between your meals. So maybe for breakfast, if you're me, you might have like a protein shake, or you might have like a vegan sausage, or you might have seitan for breakfast. And then go into lunch, and you're also, by the way, you're doing this in MyFitnessPal. Okay, so you're gonna put that into MyFitnessPal, how much you would typically eat and at what meal time. And then you're gonna go into lunch and you're going to do the same thing. So pick out, you know, whether you're gonna have chicken or turkey or tofu or seitan or whatever it is, go ahead and put that food and the amount of food into your lunch. And then after that, go down into your dinner, do the same thing, and then snack, do the same thing. And then I want you to go over and check your nutrition targets in MyFitnessPal. And when you get to the point where you find that you're at about 75% of your protein target in percentage or grams, you're doing really well. So that's your first step. Step 2. So step 2 is to figure out the foods that you want to eat every single day that you just love and that you enjoy. And we do this because the only diet that's going to work for us is the one that we can stick to. And if we pull out foods that we love from our diet, then it's not going to work. We're not going to adhere to that very long. So for me, I absolutely love eating grapes at the end of my day. Don't ask me why. I just love grapes. they're just something I have loved since childhood. And before that, it was like mangoes, and then before that, it was like pineapple, and before that, blueberries. So just pick that food, whatever food you're into throughout the day, go ahead and put that in. So maybe at the end of my day, I eat about like a cup of grapes and almond butter, and that's what I do. So go ahead and plug that in. If you're somebody who wants a cookie throughout your day, plug that in. And then, yeah, whatever else. Maybe if you like alcohol, plug that in also. Okay, whew. So that's step number 2. Just plug in the foods that you love to eat, and then check your nutrition from there. Okay, after that, we're going to look at the macronutrient that we don't typically meet because we are exceeding it. Okay, so let's go ahead and like say maybe for me, I might exceed my carb macronutrients because I am vegan and I love carb foods, and most of my protein sources have carbs in them. So my carbs are most likely to exceed. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in like what I would typically eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so maybe for breakfast I'll have like oatmeal with some berries and maybe fruit. And then for lunch I typically have like maybe a chickpea pasta or some the Melodious blend from Trader Joe's. Or let's see, what else do I eat? The quinoa from Trader Joe's. Okay, I just love Trader Joe's. Other things like that, some fruits and vegetables again. And then for dinner, it's typically something that I would usually eat for lunch as well. So you're just gonna kind of plug those into there, and then you're gonna see where your macronutrient, for this example, it's carbs, lines up. And if you're going over your limit, then you want to go ahead and look back and try to change portion sizes. Okay, so yeah, so you're gonna see where your carb protein is. And then after that, you're going to look at the next macronutrient. So for this example, it's going to be fat. So when you look at your fat macronutrient, after you plug in all those other foods that you like to eat, you're gonna see where you're above or where you're below with your macronutrient target there. So if you're low on fat, you can go in and add like little things like dressings, seeds and nuts, and maybe some, if you use oils when you cook, go ahead and add that in and take into account like the small things. And then go ahead, back again, look at your MyFitnessPal, and then see where you're at with your nutrition targets. So at this point, you have basically logged in all of your protein and then the macronutrient that you're more likely to exceed, whether it be fat or whether it be carbs. And then you're going to go ahead and modify the portion of those foods that you eat, and then, or you're going to find a substitution. So maybe you're using whole wheat pasta. If you're doing that, then you can go ahead and substitute that maybe for like a lentil pasta, a chickpea pasta, etc. It's going to be a little bit lower in carbs and have higher protein. Or maybe you are using like a butter for your like toast. If you have toast in the morning, maybe you can start doing avocado toast, or you can start maybe putting on, this is like maybe a bad example, but honey, if you're a vegan who eats honey, or agave. I don't know why honey came to mind because I don't even eat honey. But no judgment if you do. Agave, maple syrup, something like that, so that you can still have the foods that you love, but find a substitution that will work with your macro goals. Okay, let's see if I'm missing anything else. I don't know, I don't think I am. So let's go ahead and go back through this again. So your first step is to figure out what foods you're going to eat for your protein. Your second step is going to be to figure out which foods you want to eat every single day, something that you want to make sure that you can stay incorporating into your lifestyle, and the foods that you just, like literally the diet that you want to live and eat. Third is to figure out that macronutrient that you're constantly going over and plug in your foods, and then check on that one specific macronutrient. And then the fourth step is to check the other macronutrient, the third macronutrient that we are not as concerned about, whether that be carbs or fat. And then the 5th step is to go back and to look at portion size and find substitutions. Now, this is a really good way in order for you to hit your targets, because if you can get to about, you know, about 80-90% or within like just a couple of grams, like maybe within 10 grams, 5 grams for fats, 10 grams for carbs, 10 grams for proteins, and you can just figure that out for the entire day and you can meal plan that for an entire week, you're golden. That also gives you a little bit of wiggle room for if you ever decide like, oh well, I don't have grapes, maybe today I'll eat mangoes, or I don't have almond butter but I have cashew butter. Things like that. It gives you some wiggle room, that way you're not completely falling off track whenever things don't go as planned or perfectly. And then also, yeah, I think that's basically it. So that's the strategy that I use, and I think it's super helpful, and I've used it for my clients also to help them kind of plan and figure things out, and they're able to kind of like see more efficiently where they're kind of messing up, and they learn how to strategize and kind of play Tetris with their macronutrients. And it also gives them the flexibility, like I said, to eat the foods that you love and still be able to hit your targets. So awesome. I hope that was super helpful for you. If it was, again, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, and I hope that I get to help a lot of you out through the tips that I get to share. And also, this vegan journey is amazing, and I just want to spread the positivity and let people know that you can live a very healthy, fit, and like strong lifestyle being a vegan as well. Awesome. Okay, all the love to you in the world. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, guys.